Greetings, salutations, respect and love all you prog lovers out there. I'm Scott from the Prog Corner, the new feature that we're rolling out in 2022 from the Fire Note, and we're excited about it. And I'm going to do something a little bit different today. We're going to talk about something prog adjacent, prog related. You can debate how prog Iron Maiden is or is not, but I love them and I love lists. I really do. I love ranking stuff. I love doing lists. It's my favorite thing in the world. We're going to rank, excuse me, all 17 Iron Maiden albums in terms of greatness, because they're all good. All 17 are good. All right. A couple of them are maybe not great, but they're all really, really solid. And I'm going to be looking at them from the perspective of a prog aficionado. So, without further ado, let us rank all 17 Iron Maiden studio albums, starting with number 17. And anybody that's a fan of Iron Maiden probably knows what this is going to be. 1998's Virtual 11. The last one with Blaze Bayley on vocals. It's actually not a bad album. For being their worst album, it's got a couple amazing tracks on it, not least of which is The Clans Man. Real good stuff. But I actually really like Como Estas Amigos also. The album cover is a little whack. What's going on here? Guy playing soccer down there. This guy over here has got like some virtual reality thing going on. Not a great album cover. Decent record. Number 16. No Prayer for the Dying. The first album without Adrian Smith since the debut. The first album with Yannick Gers. Not an auspicious debut for him. He is such a terrific and talented guitar player. He's becoming a great songwriter too. This album's a big stinkeroony. They were trying to get to back to the basics, harder edge sound or whatever. It's not good. It didn't work. However, Mother Rush is really great. Honestly, those are the only two Iron Maiden albums I don't think are great. All the rest of them have greatness all the way through, more or less. Number 15, the first of the Blaze Bayley albums. Yeah, The X Factor. This is a dark record. Steve Harris had just gotten divorced. It's the first record without Bruce since Killers. They kind of were a band in search of an identity, and this would have been an interesting route for them to go. Blaze's voice actually fits this material fairly well. It's actually really strong in the beginning, really strong at the end. It opens up with 3 great tracks and Sign of the Cross, Lord of the Flies, Man on the Edge, and then the last 2 songs I love, 2 a.m. and The Unbeliever. It's actually not a bad album. The album cover? Okay. Next up, numbers. I guess this is number 14. No big surprise here. Fear of the Dark. The last album with Bruce Dickinson until he rejoined the band. A major step up, though, from the abomination that was No Prayer for the Dying. This actually has some solid cuts on it. I am a big fan of Be Quick or Be Dead. From Here to Eternity is really good. The title track is obviously wonderful. I could have done without the soccer song, though. That Weekend Warrior song, it's not great. Okay, 17, 16, 15, 14. That means number 13's up. And we got the Book of Souls. This is the one reunion album of the 6 since Bruce and Adrian came back that I'm not in love with. I love the epic. The 17-minute long Empire of the Clouds is incredible. The Red and the Black is incredible. If Eternity Should Fail is good. Some of these other tracks just don't do it for me, though. When the River Runs Deep is a nice song. Death or Glory is all right. Shadows of the Valley is all right. Tears of a Cloud. A lot of songs that are all right. It's a good album, though. Next up, the final album with Paul Di'Anno on vocals, Killers. The first album with Adrian Smith, and more importantly, in my mind, the first album with Martin Birch behind the controls. The debut album sounded rough, really weird. They figured it out on Killers. Unfortunately, the material isn't quite as strong. There's a couple tracks in here that are as good as anything they've ever done. Wrathchild, Murders in the Rue Morgue, Genghis Khan. But some of the other tracks don't hit me quite as hard. A transitionary record, to be sure. Okay, so 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. Okay, number 11. I should really keep track of this. This is going to be ridiculous if I have to count after everyone. Number 11. The Final Frontier. This is a killer album. Some people give this record a little bit of heat for, maybe not being solid all the way through. I disagree. And I even love that intro thing that they had, that Satellite 15. It's cool. And how it bleeds right into the title track. It's a solid record. Starblind is about as prog as they ever got. The Alchemist is one of my favorites. Coming Home has got that amazing melody. The Man Who Would Be King, When the Wild Wind Blows, great songs. The only thing on this that maybe keeps it down for me just a little bit is I don't like Mother of Mercy at all. I just don't like that track at all. Okay, at number 10, we're probably going to get a little heat from this. This is a lot of people's favorite Maiden album. I never connected with it. Somewhere in Time, 1986. It's a weird time. We got the guitar synthesizers going on. Band is clearly a little tired from the World Slavery Tour. Bruce wanted to do a bunch of acoustic stuff. Every single song he submitted got shot down. Some people refer to this as the Adrian Smith album. He really contributed a lot of tracks to it. However, to me, the saving grace for this record, and why it's not ranked lower, is Alexander the Great. What an amazing track. They need to play that live. At number 9, one that might be a little controversial also. Brave New World. A lot of people consider this to be the pinnacle of the reformed band. I really like it a lot. However, it does feel a little like some of this material was Blaze Bayley leftover stuff. It's a solid record, but I was waiting 8 years for Bruce and Adrian to come back, and we open up with a song that's a Judas Priest ripoff. I know they love Wicker Man, they play it live. It was a bummer for me. And Goes to the Navigator, I'm not crazy about that either. So that opening 1-2 punch kind of hurts it a little bit. But then we get to the title track. Then we get to Blood Brothers. Then we get to The Mercenary. Then we get to Dream of Mirrors. Forget about it. This is a good record. I'm probably a little too hard on it. At number 8, I think. Whatever. I'll count them in a minute. Jeez, I suck at this. The new bad boy, Senjutsu. Eddie as a samurai. He's been a samurai before for Made in Japan, but the back is cool too. Oh yeah. This is a much better record than Book of Souls. It's dense. It's really interesting. Kevin Shirley's production actually is helping the band here instead of setting them, back a little bit. I really like how it's sequenced. I love the 3 epics at the end. Hell on Earth is too good for words. This album is really fantastic. Next, at number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess number 7. The Debut. This thing is such a great record. I was in a band at the time. We were doing a lot of metal stuff, and my drummer actually came into the recording studio we were at with the cassette, and he's like, dude, you got a new favorite band. And I'm like, who are they? You haven't heard them yet, but they're going to be your favorite band, and they've been, since 1980, one of my favorite bands. This record is amazing. I love every song on it. Transylvania, Prowler, Remember Tomorrow, Running Free. It's too good. All right, we're coming down to the nitty gritty. Next up, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Their prog epic. Their only concept album, and it's not even really a pure concept album all the way through. It's proggy. It's amazing. It's got great songs through and through. I'm a big fan of the record, but I just think there's a couple more that I like a little bit better. 5 more to be exact, because this is number 6. At number 5, Dance of Death. Oh my goodness. 2 of my favorite Iron Maiden songs, perhaps my 2 favorite Iron Maiden songs, are on this sucker, and I just sang along to the title track. That's obviously one. Passchendaele, Monsieur. This record is just terrific. There's a couple tracks that maybe bring it down just a little bit. I love it through and through. I love the acoustic track at the end. Nico actually wrote a song here. It's amazing. I had such a hard time finding that on vinyl. It took me months to get it, and I overpaid. Yes, I did. At number 4, the album that broke the band, The Number of the Beast. Yeah, it's played out. Yeah, everybody knows it. Everybody's got it. But it still holds up really well. The title track, Children of the Damned. Every track on here is great, including Gangland, which a lot of people don't like. I even like that one, but 22 Acacia Avenue, The Prisoner. It doesn't get a whole lot better than Number of the Beast, and a lot of people will consider this the perfect Iron Maiden album, the first with Bruce. I can't really argue too much with it. I do have it at number 4. At number 3, I thought this might be my number 1. I love this album so much. It is Peace of Mind, 1983. I think it's a perfect album. Some people slag on side 2 a little bit. I actually love Quest for Fire. I do. Musically, it's as good as anything they've ever done. Yeah, the lyrics are ridiculous. Ridiculous. In a land where dinosaurs walk. Come on. No. No, what is it? Oh, no. But every track on here is killer. It's just like a greatest hits album. The Trooper, Where Eagles Dare, Revelations, Flight of Icarus, Die With Your Boots On. I didn't even mention The Trooper yet. Peace of Mind, y'all. You know it, you love it. At number 2, the king of the reunion albums, A Matter of Life and Death. This album is amazing, start to finish. Steve Harris and the boys obviously knew it. They played the entire thing live, which they haven't done for any other album, so they clearly like it a little bit. I love this album. I love this album. Every track on it, different world, Brighter Than 1,000 Suns about nuclear weapons, The Pilgrim, Out of the Shadows, the reincarnation of Benjamin Brieg hits so hard, and For the Greater Good of God. Oh, that chorus. Oh, that chorus. If you don't know about Maiden and their reunion stuff, start here. A Matter of Life and Death. It's amazing. And you've obviously figured out what my number 1 Iron Maiden album is for you Iron Maiden fans doing the math and figuring out, oh, what's left? What's left? You know what's left. Powerslave. Oh, this album hit me so hard when it first came out. The title track, Flash of the Blade, The Duelist, Aces High, and of course, the greatest song they've ever done. I know I just said that about Passchendaele and Dance of Death, but come on. Rime of the Ancient Mariner. It really doesn't get a whole lot better than that. Anyway, so that is my ranking of all 17 Iron Maiden studio albums. I know you disagree, so why don't you tell me all about it in the comments? Subscribe to my channel. I'm a little guy. I'm trying to do this thing, and I'd appreciate it. Anyway, I'm Scott from the Prog Corner, talking about Maiden today. Maybe we'll talk about something else tomorrow. We'll see you later.